saying out loud. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode. Monday. I wish it was Sunday, 'cause that's the day before Monday. And it's definitely not Monday. Bars, ladies and gentlemen. Phoning in the Monday song. Bars. Listen, sometimes the muse sleeps in on Mondays, okay? And the muse is like, Evan, you got to fly without the feather. Think of the song as soon as the recorder hits, and that's just what comes out sometimes, okay? And it is what it is. You can't always be a gifted songbird of a generation. Sometimes you just got to you just got to get in where you fit in, you know? I love speaking in quotes. There's nothing like when you're trying to give a friend advice and you realize halfway through the sentence that you're not giving good advice, or you really don't know what the right thing to say is. So you just figure out something very bland and generic quotes that is going to give some kind of relief to them and at least get the spotlight off of you. It's happened to me a few times in my life. You ever have those moments where you're talking and then you realize halfway through, you go outside your own body, you go, and you're observing the social interaction, and you go, oh shit, Evan, you've backed yourself into a corner. You don't say, oh shit, Evan. You say, oh shit, insert your name here. And you go, oh shit, you've backed yourself into a corner with this conversation, and now you got to dig your way out. Get out of this Peter Rabbit. You've gone down a hole that needs some resolution before you find the way out. Because the last thing you want to do is be giving advice to a friend who's, for example, if a girlfriend or boyfriend just cheated on them, and you don't want to be like, listen, the kind of person you are, the things that you've been through, this is going to be something in your life that is going to, and you're trying to string together a beautiful sentence to give them some relief and some insight and something that they can get value from that's going to help them through this hardship in their life. And then you realize that you're not really saying anything and you have nothing to say because it's like, fuck, you got cheated on. I don't know what to say to you. You're trying not to feel like a piece of shit or a loser or helpless or, like, oh, fuck, like, lost all your confidence from it. And you just have to. I have a few of those sentences that I can just pull out. They're in the break glass section of my brain. Like, in case of this, you get backed in a corner, break glass. Now we have the statement to save us. And it's like, for example, you get lost in this little section, backed in the corner, and you just go, but listen, everything happens for a reason, and this is going to be something that you grow from. Bars. It doesn't really mean anything. And I'm kind of showing you how the sausage is made. I'm sure there's a couple people listening to this who's like, oh, fuck, Evan said that to me when my fucking hamster died. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to find out like this, live on the air. It's 7 Minutes in Evan, LopezEnterprises.com. What? But it's true. Sometimes you just say things, and you don't want to be you don't want to be generic. But sometimes, you know how you can be generic? Here's a pro tip. You can be generic as long as you say, before you say the generic thing, I don't want this to sound cliché. As long as you say that, it tells them like, hey, this is an original thought, and I don't want you to think it's this generic thing, but I'm sorry for your loss, That's what you got to do. You got to hit them with it. Sorry, I'm getting blown up right now. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that happens sometimes when you're giving advice and you just don't know what the right thing to say is, and you start trying to say something. I'm one of those people that I just start taking the steps before the sentence is even figured out, where you're just talking and you know the direction of where you want to go, but you don't know if you're going to stick the landing. A lot of times it works out. The more practice you have with it, it works out. The last thing you want to do is get stuck halfway through that sentence and then just go, I don't know, actually, man, but good luck. I always thought she was kind of a bitch, but good luck, You know what the worst thing is when a friend who just got cheated on, not even cheated on, because when you cheat on someone, it's like, it's over. Okay, listen, you fucked up. Yeah, she's over. But when a girl breaks up with like your guy friend, and I can only speak from the guy's experience, you know, I identify as a man, so I can't, you know, identify as anything else. Is when a girl breaks up with your guy friend and there's another guy friend who just goes, you know what? Fuck that bitch. You know, she didn't fucking deserve you, bro. She's a fucking cunt. And you're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Because guess what? 8 times out of 10, they're going to get back together. And guess who it's going to be awkward for? For you, cunt face. For just approaching the situation like that. That's like the worst thing you can do, is when your friend and girlfriend are going through, not your friend and girlfriend, that'd be real weird. It's fucking Utah right there. But when your friend and his girlfriend are going through it and they're breaking up and he's asking you for advice, it's just like, you gotta be very, very tiptoe in that situation, because you're like, this is gonna ruin it if they end up getting back together. Your boy's been in those situations where dudes are like, don't let me get back with her. And they get back with her and then you're like, well, I had to draw a line in the sand. So long, partner, you know? But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday, okay? We started you off with that story. Was there a point to it? I don't know. That's for you to decide. That's between you and God, okay? I live down in the Bible Belt now. And let me tell you something about the Bible Belt. Your boy thought that going out on Sundays, places would be empty because Bible Belt, everybody respects the Lord around here. I've never seen places so packed on a Sunday, okay? Listen, your boy drives by Dairy Queen, Whataburger, all these drive-through places. We're talking lines on the street. Dairy Queen had about 40 to 50 cars waiting to go through. And they were backed up on the street, taking a lane like it was fucking trying to get into Disneyland in the wee hours. It was so ridiculous. I just don't get it. People love fast food around here, okay? That's one thing about Texas. I'm realizing a lot of fast food places are doing quite well. The economy is booming in the quick food department, if you will. And that's what I'm trying to figure out here in Texas. I want to find the good places. I want to get in where I fit in, you know, throwing them cliches around. I want to find, listen, if you're a listener of this podcast and you know good Texas stuff, send it on over to me. Some people are shy. They feel like they got to write out a whole paragraph when they send me something. You can even just send a sentence. Try this place. Boom. Thank you. You can hit me up at evanlopez.com. Email me at contact@evanlopez.com. Hit me up on Instagram. I am Evan Lopez. I check my DMs as long as they don't get weird. There's a lot of people that I just don't respond. I'll never let you know that I saw your DM. Listen, I've had people just hit me up randomly being like, hey, when's the last time you got your salad tossed? Hey, you don't work at Olive Garden, so don't talk to me that way, okay? You just can't look at the DM sometimes. But for being the Bible Belt, busy as fuck on a Sunday, okay? People driving through, everywhere was packed. But I've been here for a little over a week now. We're coming up on a week and a half. The things that I've registered that are different from California to Texas is the difference in traffic. While things are busy and packed, there's never something that doesn't make sense. Like it's during this time, okay, it makes sense that there's traffic here, but it's also not like insane traffic. Like while the freeway looks completely stopped and like it's not really moving, it doesn't last for long and it gets going. I haven't driven anywhere, you know, that like I got through the entire city of Austin, probably in like 45 minutes, just driving all over. I was running errands one day, got through the whole place in like 45 minutes. There's no way in hell you could ever do that in LA. Okay. It's just less dense. While there's density, it's less dense. Doesn't make sense, but sense when you have to make sense when you're making sense. Bars, ladies and gentlemen. That's the biggest thing that I think the difference with Texas. And that's what initially drove me to this decision. There's been a few factors. And some people think it was all because of comedy. While comedy is my main focus and everything, and just, this is something I was actually talking to my girl about last night. We were, going for a nice Sunday walk around this lake, beautiful lake, and probably man-made, but beautiful lake nonetheless. Looked like the Windows wallpaper with the rolling green hills. Very Texas. About how dope it is to, first of all, I'm dope. That's what it came down to, the conversation. I like to do a ton of different shit. And I'm not exactly sure why, but I love doing music. I love doing video. I love doing stand-up. I love talking about serious stuff. I gotta wet my whistle. I got maybe a handful of whistles that I like to blow on, giggity, And part of the reason I'm moving to Texas was, yes, it is stand-up comedy. I think this is going to be a great hub for comedy and a lot of opportunities. I think it's great centrally located. I never liked the idea of having to be tethered to one of the coasts from New York to California, And California's been different for me because, I was born there. You simply adopted California. I was born here in the deserts of Quartz Hill, And don't let these fuckfaces talk shit on California, because here's the truth. It wasn't the people from California that made it all weird. We've literally had a mental health issue where everybody wants to be a star, want to be famous, go to Hollywood, eh? And Californians are just so nice, and they're like, here, have some avocado toast. Come fuck up our place. But anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I feel like I've talked about it enough. The idea is of Texas to me, and what it means is, it's silly, it's cliche. And I don't want this to sound cliche, but it's like Texas does have a lot of freedom. And for me, the freedom, while, it is percentages of things that made me come here, one of those is the more freedoms to be a goddamn American. I could go outside and kick an armadillo over the goddamn fence and they'd give me a fucking medal, I'd go outside, grab an axis deer and choke the fucking life from its body, and they'd throw me a fucking parade. All right? I go outside, I see a porcupine, I'll fucking field goal that thing across a goddamn golf course. No fucking name a month after me, okay? You get what I'm getting at? I'll go out there to an exotic animal park in Texas, grab a chimpanzee and fucking jump rope with it. And they'll build me a statue. Okay, I got freedom here is what I'm getting at. But the real freedom that I'm talking about here is financially. Listen, I chose a path a while back, a path that I wanted to carve my own path, a trailblazer, if you will, of my own thing. No one else has to do what I do. I just want to do my own thing. And what that means is I want the freedom to be able to do what I want, when I want it, how I want it. And one of those things is I feel like I'm in a transition period of my life where you go from renting and just grinding and struggling, grinding for the kids watching, #grind life, #Starbucks. You go from this like renter thing and never really having a home and a situation that you're complete control of. And you have to do, when you're paying rent, you're paying more and you don't really have the freedom. Even right now, I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment. I had to turn the living room into a podcast studio. When I have a house, I'm going to be able to fucking have a full studio dedicated to this. I'm able to do whatever the fuck I want in there, as loud as I want. And that's something that would have taken me a lot more time to achieve in California. And I think getting to a place where I am a little bit better situated financially And having a space of my own is going to create the environment where I can do a lot more stuff I enjoy. I can have more output of music, more output of videos, more output of comedy, and just not be as worried or, I guess waiting till the next chapter, the next step to when I can really start doing the things I want to do. It was never going to happen in California, not for years and years and years. There was that path wasn't there in sight. But we're here now, baby. We're here in Texas, and we're going to make it happen. That was the big thing for me, was to summarize the big things with why I came to Texas was, financial freedom, in the sense of I don't need fuck you money. Fuck you money just means that I don't have to do shit that I don't want to do. And it doesn't take a lot of money. Where people fuck up is where they start buying shit that they don't need and really starting to I don't need much, man. I'm a simple man. All right. I'm a simple man. I get some good chicken wings. I get a good burger and fries. Got a good woman. Got a nice dog, a nice pup. And I don't have to do some terrible shit. That's all that matters to me. I don't have to whore on the weekends anymore. Huh? What? But that's the main thing why I came to Texas. Oh yeah, since we talked about this last episode, I looked this up and found out why. This is the dopest shit ever. This is also something that's drawn me to Texas. The dopest shit ever. Why the Texas state bird is the mockingbird. Legend has it that when Texas chose the mockingbird as its state bird, the resolution stated that the bird is a fighter for the protection of his home, falling, if need be, in its defense, like any true Texan. Bars, ladies and gentlemen. Texas mockingbird. Bars. Mockingbirds are a dope-ass bird, okay? And I'm pretty sure Texas mockingbirds do go, don't California my Texas, don't California my Texas. Mockingbirds are dope birds, and that is a dope reason to choose that as your state bird, okay? For that simple reason. Look at California. Listen, I came from the world of the quail, a little ground-dwelling bird that flies 40 yards at a time. Okay? Now, while the quail looks cool, it's a flighty bird. All right? That is a bird that doesn't want any trouble. Okay? That's what the quail is. Your boy accidentally killed a quail when he was a kid. I got to be honest with you. I think the years, what is it, when they can't test, or for a trial, they can't get you. I don't think I can go to jail for this anymore. But I was a kid, and we had a chicken cage, and sometimes quails would get in there and get stuck, so we would go catch them. My brother Sean and I are going through the chicken coop, and it was like a chicken coop that you had to crawl on all fours to get through there, but it was like a big run. Quails are running all around. I go to reach for a quail that was running by. I slip and I fall in it. Your boy put a little too much pressure on its neck. Didn't mean it. Quail comes up, season out. I remember I go to hand it to Sean. I'm like, I caught one, and it's like dying. And he just looks at it and looks at the dead quail in my hand. He goes, "You're a murderer." And I remember I felt so guilty and so bad. And I'm pretty sure my brother probably made me read the Bible after that. That's my history with quails, okay? I never killed a mockingbird. I never even touched a mockingbird in my life. Dude, but mockingbirds, they fight. Half the time I see a mockingbird, it chooses violence, all right? It's always in some squabble with another mockingbird, and they're just doing 360 flips in the air, rolling around and getting after it. You know how dope mockingbirds are? They fight hawks and crows. You always see them just like fucking David and Goliath on a crow. It's pretty impressive. So I'm proud of the Texas state bird. You know what else was crazy? Listen, this is a statistic that a lot of people know. Some people don't. Is that there are more tigers in captivity in private collection in people's backyards in Texas than there are tigers in all of the world in the wild. Bars. This is a true statistic. And when you're in Texas, you do as the Texans. Okay, listen. Your boy's trying to blend in. I'm starting to learn the laws of the land, how to drive around here. There's things called frontage roads that feed into the freeways. It's a whole different system with turnarounds. It's a different style of driving. But I'm getting adjusted. I'm trying to blend in, have people not notice the California plates. Still need to get them changed. But one thing I found out that was recent or nearby me, 7 miles away, there is a Janda Exotics Animal Park. Technically, it's a ranch. Janda Exotics Animal Ranch. How ridiculous is that? And I'm sure it's been around longer than, or, it didn't come out when Joe Exotic came out. But I got a goddamn female version of Joe Exotic living down the road from me. Did I go on the website, start looking at what animals were available? Yeah, I did. Listen, I could have a sugar glider in this room by fucking Tuesday. Okay? You want a goddamn lemur lurking in the back of the podcast? I could do it. I could probably get me a goddamn hippo in here if I wanted. Tigers? Easy. Listen, I don't know. I know you guys, I don't know if you know this, but your boy loves animals. But some things I know aren't right. Your boy has never been one that, I always loved the way huskies looked. These very fur coat animals. I always liked the half wolf dogs. But I know I'm not meant to have that. Listen, I know certain climates, if I lived in Alaska, best believe I had a husky. Best believe it. I have to fight. And it's because I care about the animals. When I see exotic animals, even at the zoo, I go there. I like knowing that these were animals that, had no other choice but to be in captivity. They were rescued. They had these issues. They're going to be released. I feel better about a zoo or a wild animal park when that's the case. Because you feel bad. I have to fight the urge in me every single day to not buy an exotic animal. And that's just me being honest with you guys. Okay? Listen. I just typed into Google, exotic animals for sale near me. We're going to find out how much. We're going to find out how much these will set us back. Okay? Ooh, I can get a baby ghost mantis. See, there's exotic animals that I don't even know are exotic animals. Who's buying a mantis? I can get some baby macaws. This is dope. Oh, these people are selling flowers. I don't give a shit about your flowers. Unlock the heat. Unlock the heat. Okay? Exotic animals for sale. Okay, we got a bobcat. This is crazy. African wild dogs. Okay, listen. I'm not even lying to you guys. The people below me in the apartment complex, they have, it must be a half African wild dog, because I didn't even realize this was something that you can buy here. But below me is a dog that I'm like, oh, that's not like any dog I've seen. And I just realized right now that these people have a wild dog from Africa. These are great pets. Don't let people fool you. I have several, and they are no different than owning a pit bull or Rottweiler. You have to train them and work with them. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I'd hate to say this on the podcast. This is the next dog I'm getting. an exotic, an African wild dog. It was crazy. This is crazy because I was walking my dog Beowulf. Listen, Beowulf, your standard dog. People ask me, what kind of dog is that? Everything. Okay, she's the muddiest mutt you've ever met. She got a little bit of everything in there. Sometimes you see the pit bull. Sometimes you see the boxer. Not the boxer. Fuck boxers. You see a little bit of everything in there. When I walked Beowulf by this dog looked at us different. It growled in a way where I was like, oh, that is a different kind of dog. Crazy shit. Whoa. Bears for sale. Okay, this is crazy. You can buy a bear. This is crazy to me. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going down this rabbit hole. I wanted to talk about this real quick. It's sad news that we got this weekend that DMX passed away. DMX. His name's Earl Simmons. I believe Earl Simmons was his given name. Yep. DMX has passed away. If you haven't, go down the rabbit hole I've told you. Watch Damien 1, 2, and 3. You're going to appreciate it so much. They're great songs. I don't think, listen, if I'm being honest, my favorite rapper of all time, probably the best poet, it's between Tupac and DMX. And for a while, it always was Tupac, because I always looked at his age and how prolific and how much insight he had for his age. Tupac. DMX has a completely different, and I don't really like comparing because they're completely different things. It's art, you know. DMX has had such a life and been so vulnerable with his music. And that's like the biggest thing, is someone who is truly who they were. It's inspiring. You know, you didn't get any facade with DMX. He didn't try to be a certain way. He told you about all his struggles. He told you about his story. And he did it in such a prolific way. He might be the greatest poetic rapper of all time, the biggest lyrics, greatest songwriter, in the sense of what he can do with music. There's nothing like a DMX track. Nothing like it. From the ad-libs to the vocals to the storytelling, no one does it like DMX. The cadence, the ups and downs, the vocal inflections, the tones, nothing like it. And it's a bummer because the catch-22 is this man was troubled, addiction, everything like that. And it's because of hardship that he went through. You don't get a DMX and storytelling like that without that trouble. And while you look at the hard things he went through, it's also sad that, I don't know. We don't know with this if it was a overdose. I think that's what they're ruling it. But it sucks when you see someone fall this way. I had a buddy who I didn't even know passed away probably about 6 months ago. He had called me like a year and a half before. We went to high school and everything. And he was just calling, checking in. We had talked on Facebook probably a few months before he'd passed away. And it was an accidental overdose of fentanyl, I believe it was. And it was someone lacing pills, and he took it and he overdosed. It's such a sad thing when you see people go like that. Accidental overdoses in general, and suicides. It's such a bummer. And it's one of those things that you look at people and you look at them on the surface a lot. And sometimes you don't look at like what is behind that, what caused all of that. And without getting too deep into this. I just think it's a bummer to lose DMX. I hope you rest in peace. Amazing for all the music. I've been listening to DMX all weekend. It doesn't get better. Okay, working out to DMX. I could go on and on. Go listen to Slippin'. Probably my favorite DMX song. And enjoy yourself, ladies and gentlemen. On that sad note, I'm going to send you off on this Monday, completely depressed. But it's a good thing. You know, at the end of the day, I always try to find a good perspective on things. Don't be sad that something is left, but that you were even able to enjoy it at all. That's the way I look at life, you know. Hardships that have happened, things that go wrong. Life is fleeting. Life is a temporary thing. Don't try to hold on to different eras. Accept the new era as you move into it, the new generation, and just keep it moving, pimping. Enjoy things for the temporary. That's why life is beautiful, is because there is an end, you know, and the end is part of the journey. Shout out to Iron Man, you know. And I think that's what makes DMX's music so powerful and so raw, to use a cliche term. It's just so raw, was because there was so much emotion and honesty in it. And I think that's what has been missing in music. And why DMX was such one of a kind is because he was so authentic and real with what he talked about and his troubles, and was very vulnerable. So for that, Mr. Earl Simmons, thank you. And to everybody else, have a great Monday. You see how we tried to turn that back up? Try to put a nice little bow on it. It's one of those things where you start the sentence, see if we stick the landing. We stuck it, baby. And remember, no matter what, I still love you. What?